In the air to right, and he did it again!
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow.
Welcome back to another Let These Two broadcast. Top 10 must promote level 14 legendary card list is coming up right now. All right, here we go, everyone. We're going top 10. All right, top 10 legendary players that you need. All right, here we go. And guys, this is out of the epics, the rares, and the commons. This was actually the hardest list. And again, if you've looked at the past list, and I'll put the epics and rares in the description. You guys can check those out as well. Remember the rules: no pitchers. Whatever pitcher you can get to level 14, whatever the one you're comfortable with. I don't care if it's common, rare, epic, or legendary. You do you. But this is my opinion here on the top 10 legendary players that you need to get to level 14 for your team to be successful. And again, the cool thing is I've proven time and time again that you can win with anybody, right? We just had someone win a tournament with only rare and common players, right? 3-4 month tournament, and he got them $250. All right, everyone. So top 10, we have some honorable mentions, meaning that I don't think they belong in the top 10 at all, or they're right there looking right on the outside, and you'll see why. So the first honorable mention that couldn't crack the top 10, she would have probably a year ago. There wasn't level 14 a year ago, but still. Level 14 honorable mention to get on your team, right? If you're looking for an awesome power hitter with decent throwing, right? 186 throwing, still slow, right? And still, pretty bad fielding, which a lot of these outfielders are, right? But Rosa, right, at 212 contact, 216 power, plus that direction, the directional unpredictability, right? It does come in handy when you have runners on base. So she is a stud. You see me batting 552 with her. She was definitely in my lineup for a long time until I got somebody else. Sorry, Rosa. But yeah, she's in the OLI, outside looking in, right? So, honorable mention. She could be in your top 10. She could not be in your top 10. Up to you, but she's right there on the outside. And the second player that I think is an honorable mention is Mark. Yeah, this one could be probably controversial. I'm batting 368 with him during his I'm terrible with Mark. I don't know what it is, but his stats at 222 when he's max when it's tie do not make sense to me. For some reason, I can't get hits with him. I'm pretty terrible with him overall. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right. So now we have one more honorable mention, and that player is going to be Carlos, right? Where is he at? Carlos. So again, Carlos, I made a video with Carlos where he's level 9 throwing out level 13 players at a high consistency, right? So his ability, his contact is 173 is low, 222 power, 169 speed, and again, throwing irrelevant really when it comes to catching someone still on a base, and then building 182, right? So again, not if you need him just for throwing, you can keep him at 12 and 13 and still be pretty successful. The only reason why you would get any catcher on this list to level 14, any catcher, common, rare, one, if they're helping your offense, right? But if they're helping your pitcher in any way, they should be the last person in your lineup you should level to 14. Everyone else should be, unless you're waiting for someone to get to 13 to level them up. But your catcher typically is your last person. All right. So that is those are the three honorable mentions, right? Carlos, Mark, and Rosa. Number 10 on this list And I just kind of put him there for the first time, but I know how important he is to a lot of you, not to me, but even at the lower levels still. But this is level 14. Ryan, right? Ryan has that cannon of an arm, and again, just like Carlos, he should be probably the last person you get to level 14 because his offense still at 186 contact and then 176 power, still not going to help you out. The speed 192, building pretty decent at 196, 228 throwing, right? He does have a cannon, and he will not hit the cutoff like some of the other throwers in this game that have a cannon arm, right? But he's not always accurate, but most of the time, you can't run on him, okay? But he is an offensive liability, but he does make the list here at number 10. All right, excellent. Number 9 on this list, Jessica. Now, again, just like Carlos, I think she's more valuable than Carlos if you're a good hitter. Carlos obviously does his job by cutting down the base path, but Jessica is going to make you a better pitcher um, in that sense. And her offense, the contact at 212, a little bit better. Kind of flipped, the contact power is flipped, but I think with her value, the contact is a little bit better. With the go along with that speed at 199 and her throwing and fielding still at 196, still consistent and can get runners thrown out as well. All right, and again, like I said before, catchers probably should be the ninth person on your team. You should level up, right? Jessica does help offensively with that contact and speed, as where Carlos mainly just has power. So she's an all around player. That's why she's made this list over Carlos. Number 8. Number 8 on this list, you must promote to level 14. Tom, right? Tom's contact 216, power 232, speed 169, throwing 192, fielding. All right, so right-handed thrower, super slow in the field, a little less slower than before, right? Slow in defense situations and on the base path. But that power does come into play. 587 batting average of them in the short time I've used them. The dude has power, scary at bat, right? Double play candidate, obviously. I say put him at second base. His throwing's at 192. Third base, he's too slow, I think, for me to be at third base. So first or second base is typically where you put him at. But again, just if you want that offensive infielder, there's a lot of them, guys. There's a lot of them in the comments. There's a lot of them in the rares. There's a lot of them in the epics. So a lot of times Tom just doesn't fit your category. But Tom at level 14 does help you in Clash League, as a pinch hitter in the infield, right? A little bit better than, say, Kevin, right? So that's something to think about is that his contact and power, even at level 12, level 13, also, you think about it, you can take Kevin, only has that extra power at the 4th spot. Tom can infield pinch hit for anybody in Clash League and get that extra power at 13, even at 14. So at 14, the dude is dangerous power. Dangerous power. All right. Next on this list, and she could have made it a little bit higher. And again, on your list, she could be a lot higher, but it's Annie. Right? Annie is, if you guys seen, the hardest out for me to get in this game is indeed Annie. I can never get her out. Right? At level 14, 228 contact or power, 169 speed, 232 field throwing, 179 fielding, 169. So she's a contact speed person, Mosley, but playing center field, she just kills it for me. And you can see the batting average, 440. I haven't really used her since, I don't know, when I first started playing. So, if I picked her up and got her at 14, I think she would be clutch, but she's mainly this high on the list and low, depending on where you're at, because how I pitch against her and how many hits she probably has against me. So, right, she's number 7 on the list because of just her overall ability of just getting on base. All right, number 6, some people will be mad. I don't care. Number 6, 683 in the short time, is Tua. Tua, another contact power, right-handed thrower. Again, his throwing, I have him at 12, so we don't really have his stats right off the bat. I could have looked it up. It's in there. It's in the Discord. But Tua is a dangerous hitter. A lot of people are getting to that point where they just don't want to swing to him. I like playing against Tua. I think I like to mess the timing up with people. So it does help. You don't see it. You don't see him a whole lot yet in the top tier lineups, but he's getting there ever so slowly. Just hard to kind of crack that lineup for a lot of people because mainly with his lack of throwing and fielding, right? He's mostly that contact power guy. Uh, Probably best suited at second base. But you know me, I have Durant at second base. But Tua sitting there number 6. Number 5. Number 5. My probably favorite player. Let's actually go double check. Yep, the favorite card still in this game. One guy who's never left my lineup since day one. That's the main lineup is Gibson, right? Gibson, again, a batting 583 with me, over 2,000 home runs, contact and power combination, plus that line drive gives you an extra boost of getting on base or getting some runs scored. Has decent speed at 186, throwing and fielding liability, but he plays first base, left-handed thrower. So he does a pretty decent job with the extra fielding he has. Not great, but still a decent job enough. But he is number 5 on this list. All right. Now. Number 4 on this list, Griffey, the kid, King, right? So, King Griffey or King Dome, right? Contact 212, power 222, speed 189, throwing terrible. Fielding 186, not terrible. Um, Again, the power hitters in this game are kind of lacking, throwing or fielding or both. But that power in contact with the speed 189, not too bad on the base pass. And he does come in clutch, batting 618 with me. So King sitting there at number 4 just because of the power. All right. This next one is above King, mainly because King is in there for his power. But Dave, I don't have his 14 stats on hand, but this guy will be in a lot of lineups, or is already in a lot of lineups. Even at level 12, people have him in his lineup because his power is just that ridiculous. Throwing, fielding, speed, all garbage, all terrible. But the dude, again, is striking fear in pitchers all around baseball clash. So that is why he is number 3 on this list. All right. And if you guys see my top 100 player list, you know who's coming, right? Jiro is number 2, right? Jiro is number 2. Guys, defense and offense. This guy is going to be in everyone's lineup in the outfield. He has speed. He has throwing. He has contact and power, right? It's like the guy is everything you want in a player, right? Fielding a little low, which is fine, but if you time it just right on the hitting, if you time it just right on the throwing, the guy is unstoppable, right? He's a mix of Rosa, Gibson, um, and Ryan Clemens, whatever you want, Rama, all those kind of people in mixed in just together if you have the right timing. So a high skilled player, but again, top tier, level 14 we're talking about, right? You're going to be a high skilled player, hopefully at that time. So Jiro is up there. Now, number 1, still the most feared hitter in the game, right? 657, right? 216 contact, 225 power, speed 199, throwing and fielding not necessary. But the guy is still getting walked in our competition or season tournament. He got walked more than anybody. People are afraid to pitch to him, right? With the charge. All right. I've already showed videos on how to get this guy out and mainly to attack him early. Don't be afraid. But this guy is the number 1 player on your team that should be at level 14 for the legendary players. That's it, everyone. What do you think of this list? Again, if you just came in really late for some reason, you missed the beginning. I didn't put any pitchers on this list. Um, there are players that are standing on the outside, not looking in. Right, Justice is terrible. Right, Mickey, one of the better contact players in the game. Dexter, E.G. Martina didn't make the cut. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Again, as always, I can't be wrong on my opinion, but you can disagree with me. See you guys next time on the Let These Two broadcast.